And so you don't support capitalism?
No, I think it's a pretty bad system overall.
So Marxist is the same as socialist, communist, and they're all related?
Yeah, kind of all in the same family.
And so you're not a capitalist?
No.
So you don't earn a living?
I work, you know. You have to, because otherwise I'd have to, go live in the woods or something.
But if you're a Marxist, socialist, communist, why don't you go live in the woods rather than working?
Inconvenient. I like people, so I like being around other people.
Well, you could take the other socialist, communist, Marxist people to the woods with you.
Welcome to Cultural War. Today I'm going to be showing you this clip, my Jesse Lee interviewing a Marxist, actually not interviewing, destroying a Marxist, a socialist by the name of Kenny Connolly. I just love it. I love it when I see Jesse destroying and literally toying and teasing and triggering these left wokey wokes. Without further ado, let's get straight into the interview. But before that, please, if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit the subscribe button and like the video and share. Let's get straight into it.
I have with me Kenny Connolly, the host of N2D podcast. And he's on Twitter. He's known as Kentucky Fried Comrade. Welcome, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
What does comrade mean?
It's kind of like a statement of friendship, solidarity, togetherness, working together in a common goal, that type of thing.
And Kentucky mean what?
The state.
Oh, you're from Kentucky?
A lot of my family is.
Oh, I see.
A lot of my family is, out in Kentucky still. So.
Do you like it out here?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I've grown up in California most of my life, so.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so tell the people what happened to your arm, so everyone is wondering.
Yeah, so almost exactly last month I got into a bit of a car wreck, got driven off the road and ran into a telephone pole. And I was on my way to get a cheeseburger, most expensive cheeseburger of my life. And,
apparently.
Woke up in an ambulance and got a fractured arm, so.
And so were you knocked out? Were you unconscious?
Yeah, for a little bit there. Apparently the guy at the scene said I was awake. I don't remember any of it. So
okay.
Just woke up, in an ambulance, and the guy was just like, can you count to 3, that type of stuff. And
I'm glad you're okay, though. I'm glad it wasn't worse.
Yeah, no, I really lucked out. Always wear your seatbelts.
So you call yourself a Marxist?
Yeah.
And what is a Marxist? I'm black and slow. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, so I consider myself a Marxist. I believe Karl Marx's analysis of capitalism is one of the most poignant, especially for today's purposes. His analysis of, how it develops, how economies function, and I utilize that analysis in kind of how I build my politics out from there.
And so you don't support capitalism?
No, I think it's a pretty bad system overall.
So Marxist is the same as socialist, communist, and they're all related?
Yeah, kind of all in the same family.
And so you're not a capitalist?
No.
So you don't earn a living?
I work, You have to, because otherwise I'd have to, go live in the woods or something.
But if you're a Marxist, socialist, communist, why don't you go live in the woods rather than working?
Inconvenient. I like people, so I like being around other people.
Well, you could take the other socialist, communist, Marxist people to the woods with you.
Yeah, I could organize the bears.
So why would you participate in a society that is a capitalist society when in your heart you're a socialist? Why? Because you can get away. There are a lot of people who are relying on the government. They don't want to do for themselves. They want someone else to do for them. Why you participate in capitalism if you're a socialist?
Well, let's take a kind of flip side example. I assume, just for the sake of argument, you thought like the Soviet Union was a bad, it was the evil empire. Well, would you say to people who lived under, what they called Soviet communism, would you say to people, well, you live in this system, you're provided for under this system, all your friends are in this system. If you don't like it, why would you want to change it? But, if someone lived
in it and didn't like it, they should fight to change it. But if they like it, they should accept it and live that way. And that's why I'm asking, how can you be a capitalist and truly is a socialist, a Marxist?
Well, I'm not a capitalist. I don't own means of production.
But you're working though.
Yeah, I work.
And you buy food with your money.
Yeah.
And you pay rent. And you save a little bit.
Try.
So you're a capitalist.
No, that's just... When we talk about capitalists and workers, at least within the Marxist analysis, it means people who own means of productions, people who own studios, for example, or lathes or machinery, computers, whatever, and those who don't, those who have to work with them. They use those tools and means of production to produce stuff.
Right.
In that sense, I am a worker. I live in a capitalist society. I would like to change it.
You don't have to participate in it, though, right? You can live on the street as a bum.
I would still be participating in the system, though.
Not if you're not working or buying or doing anything. Or sucking the life out of it.
If you say so.
Is that right?
I don't think
the government would be taking care of you. We the people would be taking care of you.
I don't think we the people are taking very good care of our homeless, to be honest.
Well, that's because they shouldn't be here.
What do you mean?
Mostly illegal aliens. And black people.
Most homelessness in this country is actually a product of people who can't find jobs after they get out of prison.
No, that's not true. They're mostly illegal aliens now. At one time, that was the case. The people who relied on the system and got out of jail or whatever, but now it's mostly illegal aliens.
I mean, statistically, it's just not true, but...
Are you an atheist?
Yes.
And what does that mean to be an atheist?
I just don't believe in God.
I noticed that most Marxist, socialist, communist people are atheists. Why don't you believe in God?
I just don't really see a reason to. I used to be very interested in religion when I was younger.
How old are you now?
28.
Okay.
And so when I was in college, I was taking philosophy courses, philosophy of religion. I found it really interesting. Around the time of the 2008 financial crisis, it kind of shook up my interest and just kind of lost interest in it, and over time, realized that not only do I not believe this stuff anymore, I just don't really find much interest in it.
You lost a lot during the crash?
My family did, yes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And that's what turned you off to capitalism?
Generally, I mean, it was definitely the, I had issues with it beforehand, but that was definitely the kind of straw that broke the camel's back.
So you reacted to a negative situation?
I don't think it was an overreaction, but...
But had not that happened, you would still believe in capitalism, right?
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know where I would have gone.
And so you don't believe there is a God?
No.
And at one time you did, and now you don't.
Yeah.
So where do you get your values from?
Camaraderie with other people. I think, I do think there is right from wrong. I think we can do that just by looking at suffering out there. And, I feel pain, you feel pain. We know it's bad. We like to promote happiness and joy and love and friendship. I think those are pretty basic human values to cherish. In 2009, the Obama administration had basically greenlit a coup in Honduras. Right. And that destabilized the entire government. It caused all sorts of chaos, and that's part of the reason why you see people fleeing Honduras and coming to America now. We helped greenlight it. We gave the military to go ahead to do it, and we bear some responsibility for the suffering that took place because of that.
But it's not our fault that they were the weaker vessel. They need to suffer so they can learn from that and make themselves strong.
I think it is our responsibility if we meddle in some. For example, if you're dating someone and I come along and cause your relationship to split up, I bear some responsibility for that. It's something that I did.
It wouldn't be your fault that it split up because it meant that something was wrong in that relationship that needs to be dealt with. And the girl didn't.
Yeah, but if I'm exploiting it, then I'm exploiting it. There is a layer of responsibility there.
No, but it shows our weakness to let you being wrong come in and overtake it like that. The relationship wasn't working. It's something that we were not doing right. So it's still our fault that happened.
I disagree.
You do?
Yeah.
So let me just ask about, you say you get your values from other people and stuff like that, right?
Sure.
And so you hang around with other people, and if they are people who murder, rape, steal, kill, lie, you get your values from those people?
I don't really hang out with many murderers or rapists, so no, I don't get my values from them.
How about black nationalists? You get your values from them?
I can't say that I know any.
You don't know any black nationalists?
Not black nationalists, no.
Why not?
I suppose I haven't met them.
Why not?
I just haven't. I mean, I'm sure I've been to places where they've been, but
They didn't tell you they were nationalists. Have you met Japanese nationalists?
no.
How about Mexican nationalists?
I've met a couple.
So you get your values from those people?
If I, consider them to be good people, yeah.
And so if someone you smoke pot?
Very rarely.
And so if someone, you're around a group of people smoking pot, would you take on those values?
I don't see anything wrong with smoking pot. So, I mean, sure. If I consider them to be good people, they promote, happiness, camaraderie, solidarity. Yeah, I'll take my values from them.
So if you were around a bunch of lesbians who are getting their values from dancing in the street, would you take on their values?
Oh, hell yeah. I think that's awesome.
You would become a lesbian?
Sure, why not?
Would you become a homosexual if you brought a bunch of guys dancing in the street?
Why not? I don't really care.
So you would become a homosexual?
I don't have plans on it.
But you would if you were hanging around them and got their and pick up their values?
I mean, it's not a flip that switches like that, so.
But so you wouldn't pick up
that.
So you'll pick up the lesbian values, but not the homosexual, the guys.
I mean, I'm playing along with it, but again, if I deem them to be good people, why not?
Amazing. So you think homosexuals are good people?
I've met plenty of good homosexuals.
When the last time you met a good homosexual?
Yesterday.
Oh yeah, how was
One
that?
of my close friends is a lesbian. Talk to her almost every night.
Amazing. So before you were a Marxist, were you a Christian?
When I was a child, I was, yeah.
And who were you closest to, your father or your mother?
Well, my father passed away a few years ago, I'm pretty close to my mom.
But while growing up, who were you closest to, your father or your mother?
Probably my mom.
Probably your mother? That's why then.
That's why what?
You are Marxist, socialist.
I mean, she's not, so.
But men who grow up close to their mothers take on their mother's identity. So you think and feel like a woman. And most women, they look to somebody to take care of them, like the government, if their husband is not around to do it. They look to somebody to do it for them. And so by you being a Marxist socialist, you have the mindset of a woman because you're looking to someone else to take care of you.
I mean, that's a theory.
What do you say about that?
Like I said, it's a theory. I don't believe it, but
Is it normal for a man to look for someone else to take care of them?
I think it's perfectly normal.
For a man to look to someone else to take care of them?
And to take care of others.
See, I told you had the woman's mindset.
I think, people taking care of other people is good, Jesse.
But you don't look for someone to take care of you.
I mean, I don't. You're just saying that, so.
I'm sorry?
I don't personally. You're just saying that.
But you agree?
I mean, I do look for doctors to take care of me when I.
But you agree that you look that. Would you ever move to Vietnam? Would you ever move to places like Vietnam or China or Cuba?
Probably not, because I don't speak the languages.
But you can learn it while you're sitting around doing nothing.
Theoretically, I mean, me and my fiance have joked about moving to Cuba, so who knows?
You have a fiance?
Yeah.
And when are you getting married?
Sometime in the next roughly 6 months. We don't have a set date quite yet, but.
And what made you decide to get married?
Just completely fell in love with her.
And so does she know you're not able to take care of her? Is she a Marxist too?
Yes, she is.
Oh, so she knows that she most likely won't be taken care of.
I think she's long accepted that fact. So
she accepted the fact that she's dating a man who would not be able to take care of her.
I mean, I am, but
you am what?
I am able to take care of her. But
how?
I do that thing I was talking about earlier. I work to make.
So are you going to buy a home for her?
Maybe someday.
Are you going to buy a car for her?
Again, maybe someday.
So you're not a Marxist?
No, I'm still.
Are you just saying you are for attention?
No.
Do your fans know that you are not really one?
They're pretty familiar with my Marxism.
Do you love freedom?
I love certain freedoms, yeah.
And which freedoms you don't? Give me an example you don't love.
I think private property over means of production is bad. You know, I think that creates certain power dynamics that lead to just basically worse societies. For example, if people don't have some control over their workplace and the spaces that they work, it leads to this kind of atomization of people. They split apart, they don't get to know each other, they don't get to cooperate together. Some people like to call it competition, or people are competing against each other. And I think that's bad for a society, because I don't think humans are inherently competitive in that way.
But in socialism, that's how they treat one another, because the people who are Marxist, socialist, communists, they are always trying to get what they can get free without earning it, and so they walk over each other to try to get it before they get it.
Well, I mean, if you look at a place like the Mondragon Corporation in Spain, it's a worker collectively owned corporation, so it is a business, fundamentally. But workers each own a stake in the company. Everybody owns a little piece of it, a share, essentially. And they get to vote on who represents them and who manages them, and they get to vote on who runs the company. And it's having that kind of layer of control over their space that not only is it a successful company, but the people who work there just basically are universally pretty happy with the situation.
So you would rather have freedom or have the government take care of you?
I mean, I don't think there's a dichotomy there. I don't think there's a real split. I think we can have both.
So you think with the government taking care of you that you are free?
I think having a social safety net is good. You know, I don't think people, for example, I don't think people should be wiped out by medical debt. You know, you could be, you know, just like yourself. You could be a successful guy. You know, you own a studio, do X, Y, and Z, and you know, you get hit by a car. And if you just happen to not have health insurance, you could be in hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt overnight through no decision of your own.
Meaning what?
Like, you know, you're crossing the street, a
what
drunk
point
driver
you're
hits
trying
you.
to make with that?
That I don't see a dichotomy. Like, for example, I think we should have Medicare for all. We should have socialized medicine in the United States.
And who was to pay for that?
We all would.
Would it be?
You know, like the payroll tax.
Right, but I'm just asking that. I'm black and slow.
Mm-hmm.
So would it be people who believe in capitalism paying for your free medical stuff?
Again, we would all be paying into it.
But how would you pay into it? You don't work.
Well, people would still be working.
So
for example, Jesse, we have Medicare.
But people who work
we have
don't want
Medicare
free
existing
stuff.
right now, and you pay for it via payroll tax.
Who's paying into that?
All of us do.
People that work.
Yes.
And so is it fair to people that work to have to take care of someone like you that don't want to work and who married a woman? Now we got to take care of your woman too? And
yes,
you may have
actually.
some white babies. You want us to take care of your white babies too?
Yes, it would be good, and it would be fair.
For
because
who, the working class or
for
the
everybody.
beggar?
For everybody. Because what it would mean is that, okay, look, I get into a car accident, I'm taken care of, don't have to pay for medical bills out of it. That means if you get into a car accident, or such and such has a heart attack, who knows, any number of things can happen, or they have a genetic condition or whatever,
So you
they can be
really
treated
say
for.
that it's fair for that I would have to get up every morning, go to work hard, they take the money out of my paycheck that I could have for my family, and take care of a guy like you that's unwilling to work just because you have a car accident?
Well, I do work though, Jesse.
I'm just
and
saying
that's
if
the
you
thing.
didn't work.
And
A
that's
lot
the
of you
thing though,
people don't
because I can
work,
flip that question right back to you and say, do you think it's fair for me to work to pay for, you know, you going to the doctor as well? And I think that it is.
No,
it's a
it's
good
not
thing.
fair.
And I would say the same
That's
thing
not
for everybody
fair.
in
It's
this
not
room.
right, and it's not fair.
Well, we do it anyway.
But that doesn't make it right.
Okay. If you say so.
Look at the black community. I know you agree with me that not all, but most black people are socialists, Marxist, communist kind of people. They rely on the government.
No, I think the polling among African Americans is like 30-ish% are socialists.
No, I don't care what they say. They rely on the government. Have you noticed that?
I haven't, but.
Oh, okay. How do you feel that capitalism produces more wealth for people than any other system? How do you feel about that?
I think it's true as it stands right now. And I know exactly who would agree with me was Karl Marx. He had written very passionately in the Communist Manifesto of all places that capitalism had created more wonders than any system previous to it.
Right.
But his belief was, and I believe it too, that in the process of technological development that capitalism spurns, it also produces means by which we can produce so much that at some point we can start thinking about lowering working days so we don't have to work as much. We can distribute things.
Let me ask, what does it feel like to be a male but think like a woman?
Feels fine. Feels pretty good, actually.
It feels natural to you?
Yeah.
Is your fiance aware that you think like a woman?
I guess.
And she's okay with that?
Well, it seems to be. I mean, she said yes, so.
Make sure you let her know before you get married.
I will, Jesse. She'll be watching this, don't worry.
What's a man?
It's just a label.
What?
It's just a label.
A man is just a label?
Yeah.
What's a woman?
It's just another label. It's a socially useful one,
so
but
you
it
don't
doesn't mean that much.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there a difference between men and women?
There's biological. There's biological.
Other than body parts, other than the body parts and the biological things. Is there a difference between men and women?
Like psychologically?
Is there any difference?
I would say, psychologically, not really.
Not really.
No.
So do you sometimes feel like a man and sometimes like a woman?
I mean, I don't really think that way. So I don't
Why
know.
do you think there is no difference?
Just because I don't really see a reason to believe that there is. Again, speaking like psychologically here.
Are you emotional like a woman?
No.
Are you illogical like a woman?
I don't think women are particularly illogical.
Are you like them though? They're like that?
I'm like them to the extent I'm like any other person. I
Do
think.
you feel sensitive at times?
I think we all do, Jesse.
How about you?
Yeah.
Beta male.
Look,
Beta.
Jesse, everyone's
Beta
a beta in a
male.
car crash, okay?
What?
Everybody's a beta in a car crash.
Evidently. Are you dating a Mexican?
No.
Oh. Is she black?
No.
Is she white?
No.
What is she?
She is who she is.
What is she?
She is Pakistani.
What?
Yeah.
Allah Abba folks?
Yes, yes.
You were dating an enemy?
Yeah.
You smoke pot?
Occasionally. Rarely.
Oh,
Not as much anymore.
get off the pot, man. You smoke. You're about to marry the enemy. No wonder.
Okay.
Is she older than you?
No.
Oh.
Anyway.
Wake up, man.
So, for example, I
Hey,
live down
wake
in
up before it's too late.
Wow, 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 wow. It's amazing. It's disheartening to know that human beings like this exist. A man thinking like a woman, a man who has totally lost his essence of being a man. And to me, like a human being, with all the examples of communism, Marxism, and whatever, all the isms and socialisms, the thing that all the systems have failed, country after country, even countries that are currently practicing these ideologies are still failing. The people are either seem to be like in bondage or under mind control. There's no true freedom. There's no freedom at all. And you see other countries like China and those countries that kind of practice some of these communism and socialist ideologies. You can see if you go into the fabric of the people, if you go and interview them, they'll tell you if they have their chances, they'll probably want to be free. They feel like they're trapped, and those who are in the system don't know that they're trapped. By the time they go to other countries where they experience freedom, you see that they know that they've been at a disadvantage. Communism doesn't pay, it impoverishes and a lot of people. Communism, Marxism, it happens in Africa. Basically, even though they have some democratic countries, they still practice majorly socialism, and because they're always looking for handouts from the government. They're not really working. They're looking for someone, a savior from somewhere. They're looking to gain from someone else's labor. They don't really want to work for themselves. That's the opposite of capitalism. That's why capitalism is the best. Where you work for, you have control over what you've worked for, and and decide what you're going to do with your money you've earned. I hope you enjoyed the video. That's my take. I would like to know your take and your opinions. If you have them, please drop them in the comment section. And please, I hope I've been able to make you subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. My name is Roland. Bye bye.